Google stock is bleeding. You hear that, huh? It's bleeding, and not in a cute, metaphorical Wall Street woo-woo way. We're talking about real damage here, folks. Welcome to Traxing. You're about to get verbally slapped with hard facts and harsher truths. First of all, congrats, congrats for stumbling into this audio war zone of brutal financial analysis. You just found the one channel that doesn't dance around with sparkly thumbnails and pretend to be your friend while feeding you garbage. No motivational speeches, no believe in yourself bull, just data, decisions, and damnation if you're not paying attention. The market is a beast, and if you're not fighting with sharpened blades, you're its lunch. Now listen up, because this is urgent. Alphabet Inc., the darling tech monster you all worshipped, the stock that could never go wrong, just got a bat to the knees. Google just tanked over 9% in a single day. Yeah, you heard me right. Down almost $13 in a day. Why? Because Apple, yes, the other trillion-dollar behemoth, walked into court, casually dropped a bomb saying they're thinking about ditching Google search for some AI startups like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Anthropic. Ooh, that's gotta sting. You mean to tell me Google might lose its $20 billion love affair with Apple as the default search engine? Yeah, no big deal. Just kidding. It's a total catastrophe for long-term positioning. You think market cap shrinks by billions just because investors felt moody? Hell no. That drop is panic backed by numbers. Now, assuming you're not asleep yet or sipping your soy latte like this is a TED Talk, let's break this down. Q1 2025, Google posted some fat earnings. Net income up 46%, EPS up 49%, cloud revenue 28% growth, margins climbing to 34%. These aren't child's play numbers. That's war chest level cash flow, baby. And let's not forget, Google started paying dividends. Oh wow, how generous, right? 84 cents per year, a 0.55% yield. Pretty weak if you're retired and watching cable news all day, but for growth investors, it's like a juicy appetizer before the main dish. So what's the contradiction here? On one side, it looks like Alphabet is stacking cash like a mafia boss. On the other side, it's bleeding credibility in its strongest moat, search. Imagine this for a second. You're Google. You've been the king of search since dinosaurs died off. Suddenly, Apple, your sugar daddy of browser traffic, is flirting with OpenAI and probably sexting Perplexity in secret. You're sweating now, huh? This isn't just a bad Tinder date. This is a potential nuclear divorce. Losing default status means less data, less revenue, less everything. And yet, people still say, well, maybe it'll bounce back. Really? That's your analysis? Ooh, it'll bounce because stocks bounce? You clown. Now let me be crystal clear with the forecast. No fluff, no maybe. I expect Google to drop further and drop hard. My target? On $30. That's right, a 14% fall from where it sits now. And no, that's not a guess pulled out of a Fibonacci spiral. That's based on sheer market psychology. Tech investors are emotional wrecks. You think they're going to hang around while the stock takes a hit and other AI darlings are pumping? Please. They'll dump Google like a cold X. And if it breaks through $145 with volume? Uh-oh, free fall territory. Could hit $120 before anyone even notices. Now let's talk odds. You want numbers? I'll give you numbers. I am 83% confident that Google sees more pain before it finds any stable support. Why not 100%? Because this is the market, not a always that 17% of the time where idiotic optimism floats the price. But me? I'm betting with the bears. I'm strapping in, grabbing popcorn, and watching the hype bubble boys cry into their ETFs. Let's not get it twisted. This isn't a hate piece on Alphabet. No. Google's fundamentals are still meaty. Cloud, YouTube, ads, they're making bank. But the stock price? It doesn't give a damn about balance sheets when the market's feeling insecure. Investors are basically toddlers with a portfolio. They throw tantrums when something unfamiliar shows up. Apple's dating ChatGPT? No, sell everything. And down we go. Maybe some of you should stop treating stocks like your exes. Just because it used to treat you well doesn't mean it won't screw you over next quarter. Let me guess, you still believe in technical analysis? That drawing pretty triangles and zigzags on a chart will unlock the secrets of the market? Huh, cute. Real analysts, like us here at Traxing, don't lean on shapes and hope. We lean on earnings calls, earnings growth, margins, macroeconomics, and real-world triggers. Not fairy dust and golden crosses. You need to understand something deep in your guts. This market moves on narrative and truth, not magic. Anyone who tells you different is either selling a course or lying to themselves, or both. Probably both. You're still listening? Good. That means you've got at least half a brain functioning. So let me dangle a little temptation in front of you. Traxing doesn't do pretty. We do brutal. And in that brutality, you'll find wisdom, stock tips that sting, reality checks that hit harder than your daddy's belt, and the kind of insight that makes the difference between broke gambler and strategic killer. This isn't trading for dopamine hits. This is trading for capital warfare. And you, dear listener, just got handed a weapon. Question is, do you even know how to use it? Still think you'll trust YouTubers who shout "buy now" every week? Still watching 20-minute videos of them talking in circles, zooming in on candlesticks like it's art school? Ooh, let me color in a rectangle. Maybe the stock will obey. Get real. If you're not digging into the meat of market-moving events like this Apple-Google search fiasco, you're just another lamb waiting for the wolves. So what happens next? You got two choices. One, pretend you didn't hear this. Go back to your safe space, watch your price alerts, sip your energy drink, and hope Google moons again. Two, wake up, Earn. Accept the bruise, and get sharp. You now know that fundamentals matter. That sentiment shifts everything. And that your precious stock? It's vulnerable, your move. And don't forget, every single syllable in this audio wasteland of truth was deliberately rude. That's not by accident. That's how we teach. We offend to awaken. If you're crying about tone, then go cry in your portfolio. But if you're ready to learn, then congratulations again. You just found the Traxing channel, the only place where stock analysis punches you in the face and still makes you smarter. So if you're walking away from this thinking, damn, that was aggressive, good. Because maybe, just maybe, you finally started thinking differently about the market. And if you made it this far, don't pretend you're not curious. Click subscribe, or don't. We don't beg. But when the next collapse hits and you're the only one who saw it coming, don't forget where you got the real truth. Traxing.